up to Scott. Make some noise for Scott. He did great up here. He mentioned we did star in a movie together where he was the star, you know what I'm saying? I was just kind of behind him, cheerleading, you know what I'm saying? But you'll see me in the background if you watch that movie. It's called Joint Custody. It comes out January 25th, 2003, 2020, I said 2003. I done went way back, 2023. Don't smoke weed because then you think you in 2003 and we ain't there no more. But y'all give it up for yourselves. You done came out, you know what I'm saying? Give it up for yourselves. You looking good. You ain't even put your purse down. You gonna make it. We got a lot of poets on the list, so you might want to put your purse down and get comfortable, you know what I'm saying? You slide that other table over 17, have a little bit more space. But they got some food. I don't know if y'all tried this cranberry apple wine they got. That's amazing. Anybody got apples in their wine right now? Give it up for that cranberry apple. And let's give it up for this place for really just letting us come out here and do what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? This is amazing. They let us come out here. They let us do comedy. We're doing comedy. Well, I'm doing comedy. I'm supposed to be doing comedy. She laughed. Y'all ain't laughing. Can I get some laughs for the camera? Can I get some fake laughs on 3? 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? At least it'll be on camera. You know, it'll be a good little clip. We'll put it on TikTok or something like that. But that's what all the stars do. But no, on my way over here, I had to stop at Quick Trip, and I live all the way on the west side, 135th and 21st Street. So I'm a little bougie. You know what I'm saying? My Quick Trip is out there. It's a little far west, so I had to stop right here off of, Washington. Ain't nothing wrong with Washington. I'm from Delano, so I grew up in this area. But, man, these homeless people are just, it's like they straight gangster now. Like, they just stand up at Quick Trip like you owe them some money or something. Like, I walk up and this lady, she just look at me like I owe her something. She's like, you got some money. Then they whisper. They whisper like I complain like, okay, I didn't hear that, but then I'm like, okay, God is telling me, no, go back and take care of old lady. So I'm like, all right, so I go back, I double back. And I just told the lady, because I didn't have no money. I ain't got nothing on me. I was like, man, I don't have nothing. I had enough to get a little ticket here, and that was it. I didn't have nothing. She was like, that's okay. You ugly anyway. I was like, damn. That's okay. I said, guess where I'm going? Home, motherfucker. Try me if you want to. Oh, I'm playing. God forgive me for that one. I shouldn't have did that. But for real, man, like they be wilding out at Quick Trip. These crackheads and the homeless people ain't no joke. And meth heads, whatever they got going on. You can't yawn around them people. Like I was just thinking, like, man, what if I'm standing in line at Quick Trip and I try to yawn around a crackhead? Them crackheads stick her hand in my mouth and some shit. They're like, man, ain't no way. And I got crackhead residue in my beard. And y'all ain't shit. I'll be up here for 15, 20 minutes talking to y'all. Y'all be looking dead at me. I got some damn crackhead, fentanyl, whatever in my damn beard, just chilling. Y'all wouldn't say nothing. I'll be on my way home, driving. Like, yes, sir. You put that yes, sir on when they pull you over. Yes, sir. How you doing? You gotta take my hat off and shit. Yes, sir. You're like, well, sir, how you doing, sir? You got a little bit of stuff in your bed. What is that? And I get to tell, well, I was at Quick Trip and I yawned, and he don't want to hear that shit. I got damn crack in my beard, like, bro, your ass going to jail. Especially if your hat is backwards, you know what I'm saying? I just do this for y'all. I couldn't do this with the police. They'll fuck me up real quick. They see that hat backwards, it's a wrap. Y'all give it up for all the thick women that's going around out here. It's like thick women season. Lizzo doing her thing on the internet. She blowing up. I was like, damn, I might start putting on some pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's hot to be big right now. You can tell a woman, or you ever go to a woman's house, you sit on that toilet seat. If that toilet seat's loose, she thick as a motherfucker. I ain't lying to you. Excuse my language. I apologize if it's getting a little rough in here. Y'all offended? We good with that? It's about to get nasty, because y'all look nasty. Especially y'all in the back. Y'all probably just, I'm playing. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna do that. Anybody work from home in here? You work from home? We got some people that work from home? Oh, give it up for the people that work from home in here. All right. Give it up. All these damn COVID, they still milking the hell out of it. They're milking the hell out of that COVID shit. COVID been over. It's almost 2023. That's COVID-19. Y'all motherfuckers still working from home. I was at my friend's house earlier. His wife works for a bank. I walked in, I'm like, they sitting there smoking and everything. I'm like, bro, is there cameras on these things? They're like, like, man, so you telling me when I'm calling the bank to make deposits, these motherfuckers just sitting in the back smoking weed? Like, come on, man, ain't no way. Good Lord. But one thing I was thinking about was like, I know sex smelled crazy as hell in the 1700s, boy. Like, I know sex smelled wild in the 1700s. Like, could you imagine? Like, hygiene wasn't what it is today. There wasn't no Bath and Body Works. It wasn't no Walmart with no cosmetic section. It probably smelled like the damn chimpanzee exhibit at the damn Sedgwick County Zoo or something like that. I mean, you gotta think about it, like, I don't know if they had bars of soap back then. They might have had bars of soap. They might have had bars of soap back then. Okay, she taking the top off. Oh shit! She flexing on me. She like, if you don't get up off this stage, boy. But another thing I'm hoping is in 2023, a pack of cigarettes is $45. Cause I'm tired of smelling these funky, stinking motherfuckers. Like, come on, bruh. Like, my friend be complaining, steady complaining, like, man, I can't get no girl. Like, bro, cause you smell like a pack of Newports, man. They got vapes now, you gonna smell like pumpkin spice, oatmeal, lavender, whatever the hell else, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got options now. You ain't gotta smell like Newports, brother, get that shit up. And you might be able to do something with it. But life, it'll take its toll. Right now, it's been kind of scaring me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get all my affairs in order. I'm starting to climb this little ladder of elevation, so I'm like, all right, I need to start to, get some things right. So I've been working on my will. So me and my wife, we started working on our will and stuff like that, and we looking at caskets, just trying to see how much money we need to have saved up. A casket is $4,000. I looked at my wife, I'm like, babe, you better air fry me. Shit, I ain't playing around. Like, I'm hoping I die in 50 years and they should have that technology to be able to air fry me instead of, you know what I'm saying? They better be able to do that. But, another thing too, I noticed when I was at my friend's house, I was at his crib earlier, and I saw a wash rag on his sink. I'm like, bro, y'all still washing dishes with wash rags? Like, if you wash it, please don't invite me to your house, because if you wash dishes with wash rag, if you wash a cup with a wash rag, I know your dishes stink. Like, I know if he was back here washing these cups with wash rag, you go take a drink of that wine, that's some ass wine you done drank. It ain't gonna smell good, you know what I'm saying? But my name is Jordan Smith. It's gonna be a great night.
Our cadence is off and my mind is too. Trying to make sense of the things that we do. If we could go back, are there things wrong that we would try to make right? Or does that change our composition, putting things into a different light? Does making a change then mean you don't love your now? This is merely supposition. We don't even know how. How to bend time so we can go back in space. How to make sure we re-enter into the same place. For what happens if I left as me but returned as you? Then where would you go? What would you do? Could you put up a fight and claim your life as your own? Or have you been half-ass seated upon your own throne? Who would even know that you weren't you? What extraordinary things do you even do? Are you an expert lover who can't be replaced? Or will they be overly surprised with a little foreplay and a change of pace? Are you a surgeon, a scientist, winner of the Nobel Prize? It's still going to be your body. We can't change that size. So it's how you use what you got when you get what you want. We're not talking about a safari. We simply do one-on-one hunts. You see, the story is now yours. We don't mind telling what you do. When the shoe is on the other foot, we simply wait for the other one to fall too. As we walk through your mind, reliving all the things you've done, We're filled with sadness to feel that you've never loved or been loved by anyone. Not wanted during conception, not aborted, but given up at birth. Now just a number in the system where they've predetermined your worth. Living a childless childhood, you never knew how to be a kid at play. Always with your defenses up to keep the predators at bay. Yearning for that old age of 18 when you can become free. Unaware of all the oncoming burdens and responsibilities. From a child to a man, you quickly went. After 18 came 50 and your life was soon spent. You had wives not yours plus children's galore. Stuck on stupid, you were less important than a street whore. Now the fight was mine, we had to get out. My life is not so bad once we saw what yours was about. We relinquish your crown and give up the throne on which you sit. You're more man than me because you survived that shit. From the outside looking in, we can only guess at what is the matter. Inside looking out, you should actually be a lot madder. You put back on your smile, looking forward to a brighter day, knowing all alone, this is how your tomorrow will stay. And it'll probably be a little longer than that, but it takes me a while. This last piece is my favorite piece because I have an addictive nature. I was sitting at home the other night and I dozed off to sleep and I started to dream. And I dreamed I walked into a place and I saw a strange, weird object standing up talking to all the people. And as I began to listen, I realized that it was heroin. That deadly drug that goes into your vein. And this is what he said. I came to this country without a passport. But ever since then, I've been hunted and sought. You see, my little white grains are nothing but waste. Soft, deadly, bitter to taste. But I'm a world of power. And all know it's true. Use me just once and you'll know it too. You see, I can take a mere schoolboy, make him forget his books. Take a world famous beauty and make her neglect her looks. I can take a man and make him forsake his country and flag. Make a girl sell her luscious body for a $5 bag. Some think my adventures are a joy and a thriller, but I put the gun in your hand and I make you the killer. In cellophane bags I found my way, from heads of state to children at play. I'm finest in China, ran in Japan. I'm respected in Turkey, even legal in Siam. You see, I take my addicts and I make them steal, borrow, and beg. And then they search for a vein in the arm or the leg. So, be you Italian, Jewish, black, white, or Mex, I can take the most virile of man and make him forget his sex. Now the police have taken you. Come under my wing. Do you think they can identify me? I who am king? Now you must lie in that Sedgwick County jail. They say I can't get there by visit or mail. So go ahead and squirm with your problem. Wiggle and cough. 6 days of madness and you still can't throw me off. Curse me by name. Defy me with your speech. Knowing you would pick me up right now. Only if I were within your reach. All through your sentence you become a czar to your fate. Fear not, young man or woman. I'll be waiting at the gate. Don't be afraid, don't run. You see, I don't chase. My name is Harold, and you'll be back for a taste. For behold, you are hooked. Your foot is in the stirrup. So make haste and mount the steed and ride him well. for the white horse of heroin will ride you to hell. To hell. Until you are dead. Dead, my brothers and sisters. Dead. This has been the revolution of the mind. Get your mind together. And if you got some drugs, give them to me after the show. Love y'all.
It's called Home Cooking. Black soul, good looking. I guess you see that I guess you felt I need a little home cooking. Lady, I've been down in the dumps, and none I do since we get me over that hump. My family has even been affected. I just needed this wrong corrected and my family redirected. When you're hurting, it's time to do a little soul searching. I just need a boost to get back in my zone. I've been through shit like this before, but never this long. My dude's soul must have felt this, and he got sick and tired of me feeling helpless. I was in such a mess. I just needed to be refreshed. So to get things back under control, all I needed was a little home cooking for my soul. Home cooking. Alright, this next one is funny because this was inspired by Jay-Z, who was inspired by Mr. Louis Farrakhan. So I just dig this. I wrote something to it when I felt it. It's called my passion is trying to talk, passion talking. People take what I say sometimes the wrong fucking way. That's never my intentions. Just let me mention, I just follow my intuition. Or it could be me releasing some tension. Never mind my cussing, but it's time for a real discussion. Some folks say this is Satan's role, and they might be right, but their devil's skin is red and mine is white. They want us to feel like that we'll never win, and they want to forget about the God that we have within, like our skin is our sin. Let's not pretend this isn't going on for far too long. They have us feeling like being black is wrong, but hold on. This is not the case. Those ridiculous thoughts need to be erased, then replaced with the more positive thinking. Excuse me for how I'm speaking. I'm not trying to sound like I'm squawking. That's just my passion talking, and because I love everything black, and I will never apologize for that. My passion talking. Man, I can't find this last one, but I don't even need it, so I'm listening to my heart. All right. If y'all know me, you know I've been married next week for 20 years to this beautiful woman over here. And we're going to Las Vegas, me, friends, family, to celebrate Black love. So I wrote a poem about it. If you know me, do you know what I said about going to Vegas? He's laughing already. Fuck it. There's a lot for me to do in 2022, like get my body together, and not that this MS get the best of me. It has taken so much that I refuse to get the rest of me. Work on my marriage the best way that I can, and never forget that my wife is my best friend. Put my kids on the right path, so one day we could look back at this and laugh. In 2020 had knocked us all on our feet, but in 2022 we need to march to the same beat. And the only thing I could think of is to go to Las Vegas and celebrate 20 years of Black love and watch the Raiders win. It just made me want to holler. And yeah, I almost forgot, win that $1 million.
No, I love you, but on my part there was little benefit. Our love was heavy, but it was filled with shit. Love comes at a cost, but your price was too high. You watered me with your pain, and my ego rejoiced in the rain. But I was never your savior. I didn't sign up for this gig. I pour my own cup up to the brim. Why does our love feel like sin? Coupled up, until it turned into three. I was paired with a bigger picture, and you were there still looking at me. Needed you to be my 90 when I was at 10%. When I get home, I need the sage already lit. I wanted love. But alas, I realized I can appreciate your journey without being in it. See, darkness, just like light, has responsibilities too. Yin or yang, still blessings. Maybe next time you'll teach the next girl the same lessons I learned with you. Thank you. All right. So this next one is called Middle School Me, and as I was writing it, my fingers were tingling. It was very healing, actually, to speak to my younger self. So here is this piece. Did you know? Now, girl, class is in session. Pay attention. Did you know that although painful, this small portion of your life will affect the remainder of it? That you'll transform it? That it'll no longer reflect the pain, but magnify the lesson in it? Did you know that all those bullies will reap what they sow? That the pretty girl you follow behind is headed down a hard road? Did you know that this is the only time in life where being a theater kid would cost you your friends instead of give them to you? That people are only as happy as their minds make them up to be? Well, and you see, that has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with how you see me. That doing what they do will not make them like you, accept or love you, but take you further from your truth. That being cool is not an attribute, but shackles upon your feet. That only their own eyes will make them see. Did you know that you'll grow through a time where you'll yearn for the validation you didn't receive so feverishly that you dim your own light to pay for it? Did you know that being more than what meets the eye cost time? Did you know that all those trials taught you lessons that can't be bought, even though you tried it on a 7-day free trial? Did you know you'd be standing on this stage, giving your testimony in front of beautiful people, and that the younger you would see you now and smile? Thank you.
The title of this poem is called Garden of Eden. Lately, I've been going through the motions. I'm trying to dig deep to find an inner peace with my reality. It's an internal torture. In a way, I'm lying to myself. Lately, I've been going through the motions. I'm halfway between one body of water and the next ocean. I know where I'm going, and although this isn't love or any relationship with another person, I can't help but feel a sense of betrayal towards some sort of unspoken devotion. Lately, I've been going through the motions, and that's why it's been so hard to keep going. I feel bad to leave, but this doesn't fulfill my needs. I have mouths to feed. When the time is right, I'll hand you my 2 weeks. I know you won't offer what it will take to keep me here. Yet if I tell you too soon I'm leaving, you might kick me on my rear. After all, you had the chance. How did that conversation go that we had? A stepping stone, that's what you called it. Well, I'm glad we both know I'm just a person filling a position, playing a role. Changing directions has never been an issue. I'll be gone so fast you won't need a tissue. And I hope that is true. The one bad thing about this is knowing what it might do to you. Is it true that we learn the most when we are parting our ways? Is it the horizon that really teaches us about the day? I'm just a person leaving one thing and going about her way. How can one life event teach us about another? It is through this process that I've received a perspective of you, about you, and all of the things that you put me through. Closure is a funny thing. We only want to close something we want to put away. So hard it's been for me to say, I can't do this anymore. I can't play these games. And somehow this experience with leaving one body of water for another ocean has opened my eyes. Maybe this is how you felt. After all, I don't understand. How can you pretend to love me if I'm not really in the plan? I had this imaginary boyfriend once. He was real, just not in the way he portrayed himself to feel. Closing one door and opening another has somehow given me closure about a whole another thing. Lately I've been going through the motions, and somehow this in-between phase has given me a taste, a sense of closure in a way I think I can understand. I had this imaginary boyfriend once, he was real, just not in the way he portrayed himself to feel. He wasn't invested in me as I sitting at this desk. Piles of papers that I intended to manage, the job will be left incomplete. I feel bad because not being wholeheartedly committed to this position is akin to doing damage. For if I'm not really invested, if the food I cook was never intended to be digested, how can any one decision I make really be for the best then? And that is where I am left stumped, because although I get it, I don't. I would never enjoy just going through the motions, yet here I am, uninvested, going through the motions. All feelings aside, in reality, closure comes down to perspective. Is the jar really closed if I didn't see it with my eyes? Maybe we only want to close something we want to keep in our lives. Make sure things are placed nice and safe for another time. Only a relationship is not the same as items in a jar or things arranged inside of a room. It's not the same as a job where I have yet to put in a week notice or two. A relationship is a shared space of love, a garden cultivated by two. When one person stops, the garden suffers. Slowly it dwindles, becoming unrecognizable. Overran by weeds like the mistrust between you and me. I should have recognized the signs. You stopped planting for some time. And you didn't leave. You stayed. You ate, allowing more weeds to grow and snakes to creep until there was no more love. There was nothing left to eat. But it wasn't just the garden that suffered. So did Adam, and so did Eve. Closure is a funny thing, with no doors to be shut or lights to be turned off, only words that must be stated and actions to back them up. You should not exist in a garden of love without the intentions to tend it. After all, the sweetest fruit comes from the best intentions. So for heaven's sake, when it comes to relationships, please stop pretending.
Go, girl.
All right, I got two more. Hopefully they'll be quick, but this one's called Guide Me. I hope it's not a thing of the past. I hope you too believe in the everlast. I want to walk alongside of you on a sacred path. Will you hold my hand and guide me as we dance? I am woman, you are man, but together we are more than that. Tell me it's not a thing of the past. Romance, love, yes, all of that jazz. Will you give me that? Are you a real man? A provider, a forthrighted guider, but most of all, do you have the desire to be? You see, there is a difference. And a man who wants a woman in his life, and a man who wants to be the best of himself, for himself, and in doing so,
She has something to say.
honors and respects his wife. So does it exist? I'd say it depends on the things you want to accomplish in your life.
Works every time.
Okay, and this last one is called The Journey of Understanding the Unknown. Have you ever opened a door only to be completely surprised as to what you find? Everything inside is an adventure to your mind, like a child exposed to new and exciting things. I never thought that something in my adult life would bring such curiosity, discovery, and an opportunity for learning things. If I'm not mistaken, life's true playground is no place at all. No, life's true playground is curiosity, discovery, the journey of understanding the unknown. Thank you.
Y'all, she calls me dope man, cause I slang this sack like crack. And for that cat that she pat, I'll be a dope dealer, no filler, so the high is always cleaner than Ajax. So happily she became my freak, coming faster than Tyreek. That's why she was running back. That being said, I guess her addiction to my sticking was more akin to Debo. Had her pulling up on hoverboards talking about I got my PPP loan in need mode, so I gave her a taste. Watching each hit leave her high as shit. I swore what I left her with would be enough of it, but Shawty was insatiable, talking about, baby, before you go, roll another split. Now I'm pulling locks, not tracks, and sweat tracks down arches spark from when my balls made her ass clap. From strokes like bomb toast that made her take off like spaceships until she let it slip and said, shit, I need another hit of that. She was fiending for this dictation, so when I put it in her face, she won't hesitate to damn near suffocate taking the taste. So lit, makes sense, she smoked my pipe all the way to the base. Shawty was so high, her moans became poetry in space. I listened to her body say, I hate this high fades away. Baby, tell me this time you're here to stay. Each hit of you is the sweetest release. What started as a want is quickly growing into a need, so I became her plug. Call me Bud, to her broody when truly she just want to be held down. I'll come around and be the reason she used to think orgasms only came in ounces till I sold her to a wholesale by the pound. I started to say she came by the boatload. I know, cliche, until she called my dick a yacht and said the spot I float in left her carefree all day. So what can I say? Her body might as well be mine. Without me, she loved to pace an inch. You know, she asked me for just a tip. Had her calling at midnight like, I got 5 on me. My sultry supply got up only wanting to be high on me. Testing the limits every time I'm up in it, swearing she won't OD. Now she damn near about to seize, body locked up, talking about I can't breathe. She wasn't about to die, but her soul was left leaking on the sheets. Label me Mr. Dope Man, cause when she calls, I deliver. Her climax is gold, mine is silver, and then she falls asleep floating down her own ecstasy's river. Me, I'll be getting high, smoking, thinking of figures. Figures? I'm not a nigga, just a dick that leaves her in a trance. That's why she only hit me when she need a fix and got me in her phone as Mr. Dope Man.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go.
Watch your answer turn the screen. Strolling in the dark, watching lovers do their thing. Ooh, that's the time. Feel like making love to you. Oh, baby, that's the time. Feel like making dreams come true. Oh, baby. Can y'all snap with me on beat? On beat. If you can't snap on beat, don't snap. In a restaurant, holding hands by candlelight. I wanna touch you, baby. I want you with all my mind. Give it up for Sydney, y'all. Ooh, baby. That's the time. Thank you very much. Feel like making love to you. Oh, that's the time. Feel like making dreams come true. Oh, that's the time. Feel like making love to you. Oh, that's All right, so funny story. So I use Amazon a lot, but I can't remember my password. So I got ads and shit. Yeah. So anyway, I probably will never pay for it again either. I can't justify it. This is for you, Tom Hanks. God damn it. I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find a love within, but I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. I'm in a daze from your love, you see. But I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, can't let go. Some people go around the world for love. Well, they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. But in my world, there's only you. Baby, what you do for love, what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. I'm in a daze from your love, you see. But I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you. Never, 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 never let go. I guess I only want the best, it's true. They can't believe the things I do for you. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you don't give up. In my world, there's only you. What you do for love, what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love. Would you go all around the world? Tell me, baby, what you do for love? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do for love? Would you go all the way around the world?
I want us to create a clearer picture. Right now, you puzzle me, and there's missing pieces, so I give you a piece of my mind and we leave a piece behind. You want a piece of me? Because I'll give it to you and whoever else wants it. But slowly I ask myself and begin to wonder, if I'm giving out a piece of my mind every time I feel I'm right, then what piece of my mind can be left? And if I give you a piece of my mind, will I create a piece in you, or will I bring out the beast in you? Am I really the reason you're not whole because I was too busy calling you one? I know I'm not perfect. I put out a match with a fire hose. I'm not out of book, y'all. Hold on. I put out a match with a fire hose, but I put on the fire clothes to protect my household, which you are a part of. My life is the grand culmination of putting out fires where they exist. I had to put on a firefighting suit to protect my future, my kids. But have I been burnt before? I mean, what's underneath all of that? Are there scars on my heart, underneath my fireman's coat and hat? Are my feet swollen from my work boots, getting up and coming down when the people tell me to? Having to be ready in a moment's notice, and I know it's not you, it's me. I don't want to make excuses, I just hope you can love me through it. When you spark a match, my reflexes have me thinking back to fight or flight, and I hate to fight, so now I'm taking flight off the handle. When you press my buttons, I change and channel the anger inside of me and allow my pride to threaten we. And that's dangerous, because one of the best things to ever happen to me is us. So I have a big ask. What we need is trust. If every day I put on my fire hat and boots, please don't make me have to fight the fires in you. That's my first time doing that one, so I was a little, I didn't know how I was gonna go over. Thank you. The second one is timing is everything. Girl, it's time for red wine and relaxation.
Okay.
It's time for sweet temptation with no hesitation. It's time for you to bite your lips and fight your hips from sliding away from me, cause don't run. We on a crash course, and our stars collide. We'll provide the heat in the cold, dark universe that gives way to the life in the most unlikely of places. It's time for red wine and relaxation. She said she wanted flowers on the bed. Well, girl, I bought a dozen roses and picked off every petal, thinking this represents another year I want to spend with you. Years filled with love, as long as the stars are bright and the ocean's blue. Girl, you like my coffee. My body literally rises to the occasion when I get a taste of you. Or you like my crown, I'm taking straight, but I'm not chasing you. I'm gonna hold you in place and keep you steady while your heart races and you get ready to come with me to fall in love with the sensations. It's time for red wine and relaxation. You my peace in the time of war, but you reinforce me when I'm under attack. You my North Star in the dead of winter, but a summer's day couldn't make you fall back. You the salt of the earth, but never bitter. You like sweet honey dripping from my lips. You the light of my world, and you are going to feel my kiss, my appreciation. You're my first choice, there's no comparison. You're the only one I can consider marriage with. You're a good thing that came to one who waited, and now that my time of patience has expired, I have you, you are mine, I am yours, and it's time for red wine and relaxation. Thank you.
Here's my first piece called Limelight. They always ask, what's life in the limelight? Well, it's alright if your rhyme's tight. It's a harsh game of life and they play right. Makes you harness your skills on the mic like. It's your last chance to keep the crowd hype. If you give it your all, then you never fall, right? But that's just me, cause the industry, if you let it, will eat you alive, push you aside. But my skills have been embedded, so I never sweat it, never second guess it with my own discretion. This game is my possession, so get to stepping with your transgressions. Be gone along with your eco-fuel perception. I refuse to be circumference and deception. Yeah, the limelight's nice, but it's just another misconception. What do you think? I'm gonna snap shit. So, that was a little bit of poetry side of me, but I like to talk my shit. So do you guys want me to talk my shit?
Talk your shit.
Okay, you gotta follow my energy, so I gotta feel it. So, follow what I say, and if you match it, we're gonna be live in this bitch. You ready? Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Alright, well shit, okay. So it goes like this, hey. Talk your shit, talk your shit, talk your shit, say it.
Talk your shit, talk your shit, talk your shit, say it.
One more time. Talk your shit, talk your shit, talk your shit, say it.
Talk your shit, talk your shit, talk your shit, say it.
Big dog when I talk my shit. Table the truth can co-sign this. See, I'm elevated, record breaker, innovator, simulator, innovative, in perpetual a little bit. Now no sis, watch how I talk my shit. I'm an innovator to these emulators. I'm an elevator like an elevator, real demonstrator to these impersonators. Now listen to the sound they bit. See, gnosis, you notice my synopsis, the dopest to notice the closest components. Proponents to seek it devotion with lyrical gnosis. They go in and hold it, promote it. Big things coming my way, busting out that frame. Go in high octane, and you can't contain it, you can't detain it. You try to defame, but you can't obtain. See, now I'm going off the chain. You dusty crusties can't touch me. You musty trust me when I'm busted. Bitch, please. See the way I speak? I'm more like keep the sneak. Just tell me when to go. Yeah, my flow's so cold. I'm colder than Freon. You can keep your opinion. You pee on. I'm pee on. And I'm beyond what you be on. Damn, bro, my flow's so cold. You stay froze, bro, when the spit the flows up and down like a yo-yo, pogo. I'm a sensei in this dojo. In case you didn't know, name Nick Gibson, you gotta know. Hi guys, bye guys. No sis, I gotta go. What y'all think? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That was me talking my shit, y'all. You feel that shit? You want me to do some more?
Yeah!
Alright, I'm gonna need some loud shit, so can I get a hell yeah? Can I get a fuck yeah? Well, damn, you ain't gotta yell at me like that. Calm down. Okay. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. This is where my mind goes, okay? This is my monumental mental. You ready?
Yes.
See, my monumental mind makes minds mental. Makes ever so severe seem sentimental. So quirky, quack quintessential. Cue distress, and that's detrimental. Illuminated, literated allegories that are influential with the style that is so impeccable, so indispensable, yet so damn incredible, yet so despicable. Like, how is he so damn lyrical? Maybe it's at a young age, where kids thought I was strange and deranged. With life caught up in a maze, I'm so amazed that I came out okay. But leave it as it may, never been the same ever since became a factor in this rap game. Many things have changed. While staying focused what I made, never severed what I thought was the way. Rather it was right, or it was a plight or dismay. That's my monumental mental. Alright, I see we're loosey-goosey. That's sangria, isn't it? I know, I'm feeling a little light on my feet a little bit, so I got one more and I'm gonna spaz on this one. So I need y'all high energy. Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck no.
Oh, that was a little weak. It was better the last time, okay? But shit. See, I'm with it when I go and get it. Gotta get it where I make it fit it. See, y'all told me kill it. I'm about to go sick with it. Feeling witty, when I'm litty, when I go and then I rip these lines and the haters like a shifty. While I go in it swiftly to rip it to dip it, divide, back it to kill these raps. Start calling them krillin'. My freestyle better than your writtens. Don't got a 2-3, but I got a 4-5. Win it when it's go time. Hit it when I go shine. Watch it like it's prime time. I'm an animal, a cannibal, like a mandible, a Hannibal. I either speed up like a cantaloupe. Use a verse and the shit in on the game. We are not the same. I'm a Martian, an artist, regardless. I'm starving. I'm about to hit him with the hunger strike. Silence these lambs and I feed them to my pigs. Knowing that it's feeding time. Now watch me go and eat them alive. Now listen to this shit. This shit's wild, okay? Spit hella quick and I needed to acclimate. Flows hella legit, man, I fairies that gravitate. Wish you could do this, I'm on the haters to simulate. Actively act as one, I would actively activate. A service to servant, I'm on the surface to simulate. A pop-up procedure to populate. Real recognize real, so real evaluate. Against actions I can aggravate. Notice that my rhymes can alliterate. So take another, get in line. Stand tall in my own shrine. Strategize and capitalize, and I bring the heat and I emphasize that no one is doper than I. What you think? NickGibbs316.com, that's where you find my shit.
I wanted to write like you, recite like you, have the whole crowd think I'm nice like you, use my words to fight like you and inspire light like you. Needless to say, I wanted to be great like you. I tried to step on a stage like you, blast my mind on a page like you, get people engaged like you. Felt like I was feeling with rage like you, like I wasn't the same like you. Truth is, I didn't feel the same pain like you, didn't go through the same things like you. I was going insane just trying to be like you. But poetry chose me like you, so I do what I want like you, but what I... Sorry, got lost. Didn't go through the same things like you. I was going insane trying to be like you, but poetry chose me like you, even when I don't see like you, but I do what I please, so I decided to write a piece like you. Truth is, I'm inspired by you. Forged through fire by you. Sharpened like iron by you. Needless to say, I'm refined by you. So this is to say, I'm happy to share a stage with you. Share my brain strewn on a page like you. Express my rage with you. It's just a blessing to engage with you. So this goes out to the many pieces of my life like you. Even though I don't pop eyes like you, keep fists in the skies like you, but my soul's on the rise like you. It's truly a pleasure to know guys like you. What's that today, bro? I'm coming for you. I swear to God. So this piece is, this one's called Partisan Poetry. It's a more political piece. This one's not going to be as, I don't know, like structured as that one. I focus mainly on free verse, so this is going to be fun. Let's get one thing straight. The government doesn't give a fuck about you. And what politicians pray for, we are prey to, and without control, we aren't the predator, so we're the prey too. Political profiteering is proof of pimping impoverished people, building barriers around public buildings, preventing right to assembly, banning books by authors like Orwell to prevent people from waking up. I don't need to read 1984 because I can see the fucking writing on the walls. I'm living it. Canada. A nation many people state that's their border of choice to flee this country. Trudeau has a peaceful protest. And what he has decided to do was rule to freeze assets, arrest protesters, and stop their right to free speech and demonstration by putting the country in a state of emergency. If a government can suspend your rights, then you don't have rights. You have permissions. And as our prices are soaring, politicians are scoring and handing out the money that they don't have, a 21% pay raise in Congress, and sending foreign countries money to buy a tank. But oil prices are up 100%, and all I'm asking for is a tank. If I could fill my car with contempt, it would never run empty. And the fickle flip-flopping on fixed views makes me sick. Just whatever it takes to get the polls back on track, right? Career politicians lining their pockets with all the control for sanctions, but somehow it's not deemed insider trading. Another fact. At the age of 65, most states require you to renew your license more frequently. Studies have shown it's due to cognitive decline. So you need to prove your capability to drive a motor vehicle. So why the fuck is over half of Congress deemed able to run this fucking country? And all they seem to do is run it into the ground. Political pandemic pandering promptly preceded by war propaganda. Coincidentally, at the same time, a forced vaccine comes out with all 9 pages of side effects. The 1% knows that our backs are what hold the table in which they play their games. So they divide us. It's time to stand as one and let them know that game time is fucking over. And I know I can't be the only one feeling this way. Like I said, the writing's on the walls. And I'll be damned if I bury my head in the sand. So I'm gonna let the crowd decide my last piece. I've got 2 options.
Both of them.
I ain't got that kind of time, but I appreciate the hype.
You got it today. That's the alcohol.
I say, like my brother said, the sangria's flowing. I like that. Is that 2 empty bottles?
3.
3. Working on the 3rd. I appreciate y'all. I know Brian does. It's good shit, isn't it? I'm telling you right now, my favorite wine is out only in the wintertime. It's the cranberry apple sangria. Okay, before you leave, get another bottle and get the mulling spices with it.
I mean, why can't we do the rest of it?
Trust me, it's my favorite. It's the favorite. Shit, say less. Got it. Okay. If you put the spices in with the sangria, it's the best winter drink I've ever had. I swear to God. On everything.
On us. I mean, on you.
I got it.
Table 20 and 21 on you.
So I've wasted too much time. I'm gonna do my the tentative name is fuck the police. So
Go ahead.
Here we go. 1,500 hours. 90,000 minutes, 5.4 million seconds. That's how long it takes to become a barber. That's how much training it takes to simply work a set of clippers. But only 1/3 of that time is what it takes to become an officer of the law. So it's my understanding that it takes less than 30 days' time to make decisions between life and death. 560 hours to carry a gun and decide people's fate. I find that just pure insanity. So, I'm not the individual that fights authority or rebels without a cause, so when I say, fuck the police, I don't mean the officer that saved my friend's life when he was attacked. I mean people like the officer that put my friend face down on the concrete for having the wrong color tape on his rear wheel, or on his rear light. Or Officer Maines of the Wichita Police Department. That man pulled me out of my own vehicle when I was the victim of a road rage incident. A man put a knife to me, threatened to cut me, yet somehow I'm the one that's in the wrong. Or the fear when I informed them I'm carrying a concealed firearm. And that power-tripping psychopath refused to disarm me. I told him I didn't feel safe to reach for my wallet with a weapon on me, and he smiled. He fucking smiled and said, I dare you to reach. And that was my first eye-opening experience. The one that my friends and family of color live in fear every day of. And I always hear so frequently that if you just simply comply, then you're safe. I say, fuck that. Non-compliance is not a death sentence. A police officer is not judge and jury, and all too frequently, they become the chosen executioner. So when those closest to me are deemed guilty of simply being more melanated than myself, I get angry. And that's not even a proper term. I am downright fucking furious. They're human just like myself. But because I fall more in line with their lie of a blue-eyed pale messiah they choose to worship, I'm safe. I hate to break it to them, but Jesus looks a lot more like the people they shoot in cold blood, or racistly search in airports, or that they assume are here illegally if they're simply speaking their native tongues. The American dream has been proven to be a dream for white America. Yet it's everyone else's nightmare, and I'm sick of acting like it's not, so I'll take this white privilege and wield it like the truly deadly weapon that it is, because an ally is simply not enough anymore. It's time for advocation, and I refuse to sit by just because I'm simply not the victim, because I believe in the Pledge of Allegiance. It's liberty and justice for all, not just for some.
Hey. So I took time to research and lay out my evidence, and you still claim you don't understand. You don't just sound senseless, you feel a little suspicious. Stop playing with me. And teach the truth to the youth, stop playing with me. That's all I want my people to do. 1619. First thing they teach you, black people, you were slaves. They shackled you, crammed you into ships and left bloody trails and waves. Now that narrative of the slave trade omits it started 100 years earlier going the opposite way, but that's a lesson for another day. Very little if any was paid, though billions off your labor was made. And it took this country 250 years to label it a disgrace. Fight a war, pass a bill, no ink, only blood for the scripts. They were emancipated but heavily emasculated. The perfect slave was already built. You don't understand? Well, keep listening on. From slave codes to lynch mobs, a massive problem was still shown. So we reconstructed cities like pyramids. You bombed and burned them to the ground. We saw justice in your courts. None was to be found. So we reorganized the strategy, started fighting for civil rights for all humanity. So desperate for relief, we assimilated into insanity, standing on the third floor of a burning house. Should have been enough to leave us down and out, but we fell in love with this black power. This knowledge and nationalism made us feel this land was ours, and just like cowards, they created covert teams. They hid amongst our ranks as they analyzed our methods and sabotaged our dreams. Spread libels and lies by the mouth, but never let their hands show. That is until declassified documents told the truth to COINTELPRO. We can add drugs and gangbanging to our ongoing projects, planning the destruction of profits, line our pockets, so black kids will realize this while their parents still search for profits. Man, stop it. Woo. If you don't understand my outrage, you might be a page out the problem. My purpose is to pop pistols like pimples at the system until it's insolvent, so either step up to solve it or keep it pushing. It's time to brave make a stand and the soft find a cushion, because all these crazy events you label coincidence, it's a plan. And it's too much evidence out here for you to claim you don't understand. You don't just sound senseless, you feel real suspicious. So I say, nigga, please, leave that ignorance and ease and stop playing with me.
Brother Woodcock, my phone rings. It's my friend on the other end, and she's saying things she only need to be saying to her man. She asked me to come over, so I know I'm in. So I grabbed what I need to be safe, head on over to her place, and sure enough, there she is, standing in the doorway with nothing but her t-shirts and panties on. We greet. That's about it. Hug, tickle, kiss, find us up between the sheets. After about 20 minutes of playful love making, me giving her, taking, the breathing in my chest get heavy. I'm about to get there, like it or not. I know I'm doing something right. I'm hitting the spot, because she's calling out God's name, telling him to tell me not to stop. We both decide now she's on top. I get to thinking these crazy thoughts like, I wonder if she's gonna be mad at me for pulling her weave out. Having visions of her talking about me to her friends, telling them, girl, if you only knew what James could do, you'd be wishing you was in my shoes. The moment slowly grinds to a stop, and we left with ourselves and nothing else. All emotions spent on the moment of sin. And I began to wonder, why am I feeling so bad? That was a pretty good sex I just had. I tell myself, well, we all fall short of the glory of God. We all fall. Well, I guess if you gotta fall, may as well fall doing the booty call. Right? We getting there. Now I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little dark. Y'all figure that out. I'm gonna make it a little bit dark. So, a little bit thoughtful. Maybe y'all can think. This poem is called God is Stupid. God is stupid. You see, people are stupid. It's true. But we made in God's image, so I guess that make him stupid too. Before you write me out of some old fool up here just running my mouth, hear me out. I know y'all heard about that 18-year-old dude who shot up a classroom full of kids. That was just stupid. And it kind of got to me because I got a 4-year-old. You know, I couldn't imagine, I don't know what I'd do if the school called me and told me my son was shot dead by some knucklehead. I'd be like, so you telling me I never put Band-Aids on the scraped up knees? I never tell him to turn off the TV, boy, stop playing and carry your ass to sleep. I never be able to ask you, what did you do in school today? I ask him what he want to eat, and he say something stupid like French fries and pancakes. You telling me that's all gone because of some stupid boy with a gun? You know, it's not like I'm a stranger to violence. See, I live in the hood where someone could feel slighted by the slightest slight. You know, things escalate to a big fight. You know, hot rocks fly, people die. Now that's tragic. But to go buy an AR-15, 400 rounds of ammunition with the expressed intention of shooting up a bunch of kids, now that stuff's stupid. I know we were blaming on his mental illness, but he knew what he was trying to do. He knew what he was trying to achieve. It's just that it was ill-conceived. See, I think we all are the ones that's really stupid. Because we have never asked ourselves, what do anybody need an AR-15 and 400 rounds of ammunition? And I know the good congresswoman in the House of Representatives, she'll blame it on those of us who like to have sex before marriage. Or those of us who don't feel comfortable in our skin, born a man, identifies as a woman. Or those of us, see I'm slipping, those of us who fall in love with the same sex. Or those of us who couldn't imagine being married to an idiot husband. Or being totally submissive to an idiot husband. You see, I'm telling you, if God, she will say that it's because of sin that these things happen. But you know what? Didn't God make this life that we're living? Couldn't he have stopped that shit from happening? You see, if the great I am, the beginning and the end, the one who spoke and all this began, the one who placed every star in the universe in its place, placed the earth in the vastness of space, set the sun ablaze. If his answer to sin is to let an 18-year-old shoot up a bunch of kids, I don't get that shit. That's why I say God is stupid. But now that's kind of, I don't know. That might not went over the rip. Maybe y'all better lighten it up a little bit. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? All right, I'll do good advice. Good advice. When I am 61 years of age, my son will be 5 years old. If I had a nickel for every time I've been told that I'm too old to be having kids, I'll probably have enough to buy him a Happy Meal. Still, every now and then I hear somebody say, what was you doing, trying to see if this still works? Which is a stupid question. If I knew it still worked, it's probably why I was doing what I was doing. But you know what, if I was the king of everything, I'd make it a law that if you were 55, if you're in good health and 55 years old, you would have to raise a child. I mean, you would have to take care of them, comb their hair. Every day, pick out what they're going to wear. Make sure they eat, sleep, bathe, adequately entertain. And I say this for two reasons. One, because at 55, you done about everything you want to do in life. And the other reason is because you'll be able to give them good advice. At least better than you could when you're 25. See, you know, now, I can tell my son, boy, save your money. Because if you live as old as I am, having it will make life so much better. I can tell him, hey, you need to learn to say no to people. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself moving a distant cousin off the 3rd floor of some apartment complex in 100-degree weather. I can tell you, hey, boy, learn to take care of your teeth. Because it's some of the best things you're going to have. I'm telling you, you got pretty eyes, skin that shine like the sun. But you lose all your pretty points if you smile and your teeth is right up. I can tell him that, hey, always wear good underwear, always wear clean underwear. Yes. Just in case you were in a car crash or somebody offered you sex, you don't want to get undressed and have on shitty drawers. And never pass up the opportunity to make love to yourself. I'm telling you, that's some of the best sex you're going to ever have. And I can tell you because I know. Prostitutes and hoes are just like hard drugs. Once you start fucking with them,
you can't
tell them it's hard to stop. You make me lose that play. Fucking with them make it hard to stop. And I can tell you, what else can I tell you? I can tell you to learn to work hard. Learn to work hard because you can earn a lot of money. And with a lot of money comes fame. And with money and fame comes a bunch of big booty bitches. I can tell you this, big booty bitches is always the best. So.
Period.
But seriously, I would tell my son, I just want you to grow up healthy and happy. I want you to know yourself and love yourself. Because people gonna love you for who you are. People gonna hate you for who you are. Simply because you who you are. I can say, see son, I've been young like you, but you haven't been old like me. So I know that none of this shit is gonna last. It's all gonna pass. And besides, I love him more than I love my life. And that he can trust me, that I always give him good advice.
I'm so Casey.
How Casey are you?
I'm born, raised, and currently living.
Okay.
But I got dreams.
Hey.
Of being hardly home, but always repping. Telling the story like only I can tell it because there's a billboard that reads America's Most Wanted Black in the Sunshine, which makes it hard for her to see where she's walking. But before you start talking, this is her neighborhood. There's no such thing as pixie dust and fairies, and the closer she gets to flowers being in the yard is dandelions, and those ain't nothing but please. The closer she gets to a role model is the old man on the radio asking, have you seen her? And tell me, have you seen her, seen her? Oh well, she lives this. And since you ain't gonna pack up her rags and move it to Beverly, she has to endure this. I'm a good girl with a lot to offer.
Yeah.
I'm a good girl with a lot to offer. I can do just about anything above and under the sun to make my man happy. It's what I tell myself when I wake up in the morning. Trying to make myself believe it when the fact is I don't. I give, and get nothing in return but another burn added to the folds of my heart. I'm smart with a good head on my shoulders, but the only thing I'm good for is making the men in my life realize the woman they should be with is the one before me. When really, that chick did them scandalous and that's how they found me, but now they're leaving. I find myself after you left, and a new one comes along, relating the small mistakes to the big ones you've made. I'm listening to slow songs, trying to bounce back into the mood of love. I'm reading romance novels, hoping that one of the men will fall out of the pages and into my lap so I can breathe relationship again. But you hurt me beyond measure, and now that I think on it, I think I changed my mind again. And it's not anything that you did or didn't do. I won't go so far as to compare you to a dog, because that's an insult to dogs. I'm wishing indecisive. I got enough floating in the air to add love to the fact that only makes my anxiety overreacting. I could be a lover, but I'd rather be a loner. Yeah. Because the half what was once described to me as healthy dope companionship anymore these days is complicated. Especially since being self is something that I've become accustomed to. And don't get me wrong, I have my moments. Days when I wish I had someone I could share with. You know, family and friends are totally different. The kids can't even feel this boy. The back and forth gets exhausted and left. Once upon a time, I thought I had found love. Thought I knew how things would eventually be, but the memories they only went about as far as waist deep. Never quite pierced in the heart, and Cupid played his tricks when I was a kid. I thought I was doing something. Now, lately, I've been praying. I grew up in church. It's the same. Even though I haven't been in a while on purpose, I've been praying. It's the same prayer that Jenny prayed. Once when she was a child and then again in her adult life. And what I used to laugh at when I was a child, now in my adult life I find myself saying it. Applying it to various situations. Y'all know it. Dear God, make me a bird. So that I can fly far, far away from here. Dear God, make me a bird. So that I can fly far, far away from here. All we really knew was that her daddy was a drunk and she was running through a cornfield. All she knew to do was pray, and my young ass laughed. She was trying to get away. It wasn't nothing funny about that, and I understand it more now that I'm grown. We can admit it now. Forrest Gump wasn't your typical love story. Forrest wanted to love. Jenny only thought she knew what it was, searching for it, going through the motions when all along it was right up under her nose. Might not have been packaged how she imagined it. Jenny didn't want to fuck it up, but she knew that she would. And if you've never seen the movie, I just spoiled it for you. He gets the girls. After she exhausted all of her options, and I'm gonna stop right there. How y'all doing tonight? Well, I just gave y'all like a mashup from the first book. Some of those are in the book and some of it's not. But tonight I have another book here, and this is special. You all get to see it first. It's Bittersweet 16, Lost Soul, Naive Girl. This collection of poems are poems that I wrote in an effort to heal from trauma, in an effort to heal from hurt, in an effort to try to heal a broken heart. I wrote this book, and so this is a real, it's kind of, yeah, this is kind of serious for me. So we can get into the book now, or I can give y'all a funny one about my son's father. Y'all want to hear that one?
Whatever you want to do. How you feeling?
I know y'all love it when the drugs talking, but shut the fuck up when you hear love talking. Shut the fuck up when you hear love talking. If God be the source, then I am the plug talking. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Feelings.
Yeah.
Nothing more than feelings. Where do they come from? Why do we use them? Get them confused, abused. There's so many questions and not enough answers. And I got tired of getting it wrong. If there was a light switch, I'd turn it off in a heartbeat. If there was a pill, I'd chew them bitches like Skittles. Chug it like my favorite drink if I had to drink it. Use the finest rubber to tie around my arm if I had to shoot it. A crisp $100 bill if I had to shoot it, and I'm strictly a weed smoker. But I'd try anything to get away from these feelings. Or maybe I'd avoid those feelings like those drugs I just mentioned if it was just that simple. You see, I've read plenty of definitions and still can't comprehend the meaning. But somehow I always find myself getting caught up in my feelings. And that's that piece. Feelings are a bitch, ain't they? Am I caught up in your feelings? You get to use your feelings. I used my feelings, and my feelings got me in trouble. You know how you know something's not right, but then you still do it anyway. Right?
Like you were a child.
It's just like you know better. But if you do better, you would do better. You know, that type of thing, right? So I wrote a poem about it. Y'all want to hear it?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
I'm sorry.
Let it go, girl.
The thought of you.
Oh, wow. Make you throw up, boy.
My stomach drops in my ass, tears form in the corner of my eyelids, and I can taste the vomit. I never thought I would see this day. I never thought there would be a day. You see, I caught the feelings that you truly tried to hide your hand. Too late. I saw you. Kept seeing you. Kept answering the calls. Kept wondering what this was. Kept holding on when really there were enough reasons to let go. You didn't love. Barely cared for me. It was just entertainment. I must have been amusing. He said he enjoyed my company. I was a vibe. A real good time. He said I knew what he liked. I hit the spot every time. I didn't do it like her. I did it better. I got with her, reached my catch my breath, reach for climax, and be ready for round two. He was waking me up most nights. Last call for alcohol, he was pulling up on me, and I'm not proud. But I'll admit, I'm the bitch he cheated with. Creep with. The shit went on for years, and if you was to ask him, you probably wouldn't get an answer. Hell, we taking the wild guess together as to what it could really be. It could have simply just been him wanting to have his cake and picking his frosting too. Or maybe he wanted us both. He had us both. Gave you his name but blew my back out. Said the pussy was his but cared less about the soul that was attached to it. In the same breath, telling me I better not be giving it away, and my naive ass saw this love. A thing that we had, a game of cat and mouse. Is it rape? No. If all the other times you were playing hard to get, I said no. I said no, don't do this. We don't need to cross this line. What about your wife? He kept his ring going. He kept going. Kept telling me that I missed him just like he missed me, but I didn't miss him. I opened the door because I was used to him. But I thought he knew that I was done. You see, I've said no before, but this time, the no went ignored. You see, I used to think I really had to mean something. You know, you wouldn't be on my top like this if it was just an understanding. Never thought I would see this day. I never thought there would be a day I'd find myself pissed because I allowed it to go on for as long as he pretended. He called it friendship. I went from loving you to the very thought. My stomach drops in my ass. Tears form in the corner of my eyelids. You are the scum in between my toes. You make me vomit. The very thought of you makes me sick. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can find that one along with a couple of other pieces that are near and dear. I'll probably do a couple more out of this in a little bit. But I usually don't, I try not to do a show without paying homage to the reason why I'm here, and that's my son. He's the reason why I'm here, so next time y'all see him, tell him thank you. But, you know, it took me a while to be able to stand here. I remember me and his father got into an argument once, and he told me, don't be writing about me. Alright, so here's the rule. Here's the rule. The worst thing you could ever do is piss the poet off.
Say that.
Because then once you piss the poet off, the chances are you're going to get rolled up. So he pissed me off, and I rolled him up. Y'all want to hear?
That's the drug right now, James.
Can I be honest with you? Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So, alright, you'd have thought that I woke up that morning and said, you know what? I'm going to get pregnant today.
That don't work like
yep.
that.
And it's going to be by him. Yeah. This motherfucker thought that he was bubblegum in a dish. How many pieces do you wish? One. The bus was late. Two. Responded to a random text message. 3. Time, space, and opportunity. I took the steps. 4. I shouldn't have hit the button. Period. 5. I was gonna leave before my pussy failed me. 6. My pussy failed me. I was still going to work. 8. I was gonna be late for work. 9. That wasn't the only thing that I was late for. 10. It's the boy. It's a boy, and basically that's my story, but let him tell it. I was stuck on stupid. Convinced he was the cream of the crop, I set out to ruin his life. This motherfucker thought that he was bubblegum in a dish. How many pieces do you wish? 10. You asked for him and then reneged. 9, 6 months old. The only time that you've seen him outside the picture's 8. He's 8. 7, argue me down about your whereabouts. 6, he doesn't believe that you exist. You must be in outer space. His words, not mine. 5, I never knew what wasting the benefit of the doubt was until there was the likes of you. 4, I wasn't gonna waste this lead on you, but I had to get it off my chest. 3, if you knew better, you do better. You could do better. 2, you could try, but refuse. And like Ray J, if I had one, it would just be. I wish that nigga would be a father. So that's that piece. So
you can put music to that one.
I try not to make a habit out of like talking stuff about me. And sometimes you have to be honest and just tell your truth, right? And so a part of telling your truth sometimes it gets a little vulgar. So it gets a little. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So can I tell y'all the truth? They say confession is good for the soul, right? And so I'm gonna confess some things, and then I'm gonna set myself free. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay.
Open the door. I just need my nuts.
All right. You ready to take me home?
I got you. I got you. I'm in agreement.
You got
me.
me.
Touch and agree.
All right. All right. I like to fuck.
Me too.
Watch out now. Watch out.
That's the end of
that piece. And be fucked.
Several times.
Well, I just don't talk about it. I keep the escapades in the back of my mind like a pictogram. They flash from time to time. My mind stays in the gutter. I fuck when I'm happy. I fuck when I'm hot. I fuck when I'm sad. I really want to fuck when I'm mad.
Yes.
But get this, I fuck myself better. I just like company sometimes.
There you go.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's the only time, or the only thing that I really have to give. It's the only time that I really truly allow myself to feel. It's the only time that for a moment I'm nobody's mother. I'm not a daughter. I ain't got to worry about all the shit going on around me. But I'm trying to focus. Focus. I'm not here for you. You all breathing in my ear, promises to please, and I'm like, please stop. The moment is over. Fuck, I'll just do it myself. Cause I like to fuck. And be fucked. Cause fucking is my coping skill. Ooh, that's it. Woo! No, listen. No, for real. Seriously. Sometimes, there are some people. You have some people that when their hearts open, their hearts open when their legs do. Like that ain't me. That's just not me. They're not simultaneous. There's not a string that's connected to my leg. Okay, that's another. So I've been doing poetry for a while. For a real long time, and I think I just got to a point where I can tell my truth. And there's a piece that I started with in the beginning that I want to run it back one more time because I don't think y'all got it. How many Forrest Gump fans I got out here?
It's been a minute.
So it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Everyone's like, no, that's okay. I'm gonna run it for you anyway. It's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and do this piece again. I used to have a love-hate relationship for Jenny, and then I realized I was her. And not so much in the sense that I was promiscuous or something like that. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that I made mistakes in love. I made mistakes out of love. I just wanted to love, and she did too. So can I run that back for y'all one more time?
Ma'am, sure. All of them.
church is still in me. Even though I ain't been in a while on purpose. I've been praying. It's the same prayer that Jenny prayed. Once when she was a child in the beginning of her adult life, and what I used to laugh at when I was a child, now in my adult life, I found myself saying, applying it to various situations. Dear God, make me a bird so that I can fly far, far away from here. Dear God, make me a bird so that I can fly far, far away from here. All we really knew was that her daddy was a drunk and she was running through a cornfield. All she knew to do was pray, and my young ass laughed. She was trying to get away. It wasn't nothing funny about that, and I understand it more now that I'm grown. We can admit it now. Forrest Gump wasn't your typical love story. Forrest wanted to love Jenny, only thought she knew what it was, searching for it, going through the motions, when all along was right up under her nose. It might not have been packaged how she imagined it, and Jenny didn't want to fuck it up, but she knew that she would. And if you've never seen the movie, I just spoiled it for you. He gets the girl after she exhausted all of her options. And it got me to thinking, it's running. I've been running. A country mile trying to avoid it like the plague, because it's the most exhausting thing that I've experienced in life. This thing called love can oftentimes be confused with lust, and we end up placing it where it doesn't belong. Placing it where it doesn't belong, but what stupid is stupid does. And life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. And I got a box of half-eaten pieces of chocolate and run over shoes from all this running. I want to love, but I don't know what I'm doing. Jenny didn't know what she was doing. Just what she got into. And Forrest was always there. Despite the trees, the drugs she used, the men she chose, she saw it, and it was too late. Got me wondering if I'm too late. If I let Forrest get away. Being a bird. Then again, isn't that what I prayed for? Yeah. Dear God, make me a bird so that I can fly far, far away from here. Dear God, make me a bird so that I can fly far, far away from here. Pray with me, folks. That's that piece.
I'm glad you read it back.
I don't know if I am on time, where I am on time.
Period.
10 minutes. All right, so so I think I lied a little bit. I said I don't do a lot of male bashing pieces. I got one more. This really ain't a male bashing piece. This is like, you heard somebody, you know what they're saying. They're lying to you. This is a lie. This is a horrible lie. I can't believe you just said that, and you think I'm supposed to believe it. Like, I wrote a poem about it. Y'all want to hear it?
Yes!
Alright, see, Mari, no. See, Mari, no. Listen, Mari, listen. I love him. I love him. Really, I do. But he got to understand that I'm a woman. He has to let me be there. He can't control my every move. I mean, just because he sees me talking to other dudes, that don't mean I'm cheating. It's just conversation at the moment. How his number got in my phone, I'm not sure. He's not my type. He's not my type. I mean, look at me. I mean, me fucking him would be like pigs flying, and I wouldn't fuck him with another female's pussy. So what's that tell you? The only reason I didn't come home is because I ran out of gas, and you know how that is. I sent you straight to the voicemail because my finger slipped and my battery, it was going dead. That's why I didn't call you back. See, don't look at me like that. That dude you saw me in the car with already has a girlfriend. Besides, what's that matter? You the one I'm coming home to. The only reason I jumped in the shower coming from the club, my girl's car smelled like smoke. And besides that, I had a long day at work. And the only reason I'm going to the other room when I'm on the phone is because sometimes I had trouble hearing. Signals are bad. And that text message you just read, that was my cousin. He was just playing. And I put that on everything. I could have swore your middle name was Ronnie. I could have swore that it was you that bought this for me. I don't think your mama would like me, so I'm not ready to meet her. And your birthday is today? Oh, damn. I thought it had already passed. And I ain't got to explain myself to you because you should just trust me. This sounds like shit. I know. That's what I hear from you.
Yes.
That's that.
Yes.
Take two out of here.
I thought she was talking about you. That's what I say, huh?
I gave the two out of here, and I guess I can give you another one.
Said all that. Signal bad.
You know, I kind of struggled a little bit with this book. If I can be honest with you. I struggled a little bit. Just because I had a heart, and for 16 years I used it, and it broke. It was shattered into 1,000 pieces, and I've been trying to put it back together again. And so here we are. This piece is the last piece of this book, and I wrote this piece for a reason. So can I share it with y'all?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Y'all not gonna. Again, I'm gonna need you to escort me out.
I got you.
You got me.
Unless you're gonna buy it.
Right.
$10.
The 10, yeah.
Got you, girl.
But at any rate, remember what I was saying? I was the bitch you cheated with. Yeah, I said that earlier. So this is my farewell. I should have quit answering the phone after you called the second time. You announced yourself. I didn't give a fuck. Okay, I responded. You hung up. Well, what the fuck? Either you didn't have questions, or you didn't want to hear these answers. I'd have told you whatever you wanted to know. You were looking to find, and I was gonna give it to you. I didn't have shit to lose. All he ever said to me was, I better not be giving it away, and I guess that was just to justify the time he had to spend with you. He moved like a thief in the night, keeping just enough distance not to raise any suspicion I was his help. The nigga was smart. Miss Lady, I knew of you. Nothing about you. He never said a thing. Good, bad, or indifferent. Just referred to you as his old lady. He would ask me if I remembered mid-stroke. Save me nuts because the sun was coming up and you were calling. Y'all met 2011. Right? I'm getting off the subject. But that ain't even half of what I could have said. You hung up before I could say any of it. I guess you didn't want to know who you were laying next to. Or maybe you knew and didn't want your suspicions confirmed, intuition validated. Or maybe you were going to believe whatever this nigga told you. I'm curious. What's he gonna say about me? I was 19. He was 23. We met on a note with a note on a napkin, and I gave him my number. The ball has always been in his court, and he played mainly when the street lights were on. His last game, May 4th, 2022, wasn't scheduled. A pickup game for old time's sake. I let him win. I should have stopped answering after you called, after the ring. But he kept calling me. I was trying to be the friends he said we were. And I guess we'll never know what he was trying to be. Night, girl.
I read about somebody very special. It's personal. I just keep watching.
I love this music.
Thinking.
Yeah, this shit right here.
How will it take for me to say hello to you? Your smile lights up the whole room. And I just tell you, baby, how you make me feel. And as a matter of fact, baby, I want some of that. Wait, never mind, I'm too shy. So I'll just sit right here and daydream. 'Cause in my mind, we can go anywhere. We can go to Paris, Spain, the studio, or we can stay right here. Anywhere. Let's go. So please